welcome to my channel. Hey fat boy, how are you? Been a long time. What you been doing? Trying to boost my channel up a little bit, try and get people to subscribe and okay, well, goodbye. I said hello to you.
Hello there, it's the coach with you here today, and this is an ultimate challenge. For this next challenge, you need to complete all the challenge goals to get the win. You can view the goals at any time from the pause menu.
Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And off we go in Madden Ultimate Team. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And a pretty slick return there as he's up just shy of the 45-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. As we get a peek at the former Red Raider and 10th pick in the 2017 draft, Patrick Mahomes. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. And a first carry here for Charles Sims. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. To throw, it's Mahomes. That's complete into the hands of A.J. Derby. The 20. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Carolina. A.J. Derby, 48 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Dawson tacks on the point after, and it's now a 7-0 game. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Oakland set to get the football here in a second. You know, some teams, they sort of kind of do their training camp quietly, not make a lot of noise, and then there's the Raiders. I mean, where to start? You start with Antonio Brown in the last month or so. He'd arrived at Steeler camp previously in a helicopter or a Rolls Royce, so he shows up to his first Raider camp in what, Charles, a hot air balloon. Well, it is Napa.
It is Napa, and it makes a whole lot of sense. Doesn't got a chance to see the beautiful countryside as he floated in. And then, of course, came the foot issues.
Yeah. Boy, we've all seen that picture one too many times.
Can't unsee it. All right? And so it was cryotherapy gone wrong in France. Didn't have the proper protection, and he burned the bottom of his feet. Then we get to the helmet issues because he has a helmet that the NFL says is no longer certified. This is past his 10-year limit. He still wants to wear it. Took a grievance to the NFL, lost the grievance hearing. So we got to find out if he's going to put on a different helmet and come out and play.
Yeah, on social media, he said, hey, if anybody has this helmet, this is what I'm looking for. Please send it to me.
He just needs it certified starting 2011 to fit inside the league timeline, but he hasn't found one yet. But you did say these are the Raiders, right? Never a dull moment in their camp.
And, of course, they'll have the TV cameras following them all camp and preseason long. Don't you worry. You're going to get your fill of the Oakland Raiders. On first down, Carr. Out to the left. That's where the tight end Moreau is. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Carr going to throw. And that's complete to Luke Wilson. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 39. Well, Wilson gives Oakland a veteran option at tight end. Remember, they had Jared Cook last year. He's now in New Orleans. But Wilson, 5 years in Seattle, then 1 in Detroit before the native of Windsor, Canada, signed with Oakland back in March. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Well, they obviously red man covers their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made it.
What do you mean by that, Burke?
Yeah.
Okay.
He made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Let's go.
Now a play fake here on first down. This is caught. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. From 21 yards away, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson.
It's never any fun, Brandon, when you're the defensive team and the first drive of the game, you give up a touchdown. The key is not to get down. Make those adjustments and come back for your next series with the intent of shutting them down.
Yeah. That's not good.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And a great return. Solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line.
But that return gives them a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
The Panthers offense here set to take center stage, and Cam Newton, the question is, will he be ready to come back from the injury last year? How healthy is he? And he's also now playing his first season in his 30s. Through an opening, and there he goes. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there. 55 yards, and the Panthers have taken the lead. So a big-time scamper there to cap a touchdown on the opening drive.
Sets a tone, establishes not what you'd call a dominance, but a really good feeling for the team that just scored. But I've got to ask you, partner, what do the analytics say about that type of a run? Does it establish anything else for them?
Dawson able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and a pretty good run there in the end to top it off. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Let's go.
Derek Carr and the Raiders set for their next possession. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but bottom line, his team's losing. They got to fix something.
And it starts with him. He has to keep that little quarterback strut going right now to make sure that his team sees him as confident. Continue to try and up his game, but just let him know, hey, if I'm around, if I'm the one calling signals and throwing the football, just follow me, we'll get there. Sometimes that will do more to elevate a team than anything else.
See if he has that confidence.
56.
From the 30 on second down, Carr. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Carr. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. Back deep, Jeremy Curley. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt.
What happened if they reset? Damn thing went to sleep. I didn't know what road to go to sleep for. Sitting here playing a damn game and it goes to sleep on me.
They'll start here with Jackson. He's going to have the first down past the 20. Powering his way forward. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. A big play there for Carolina. 49 yards on the ground. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 42-yard line. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter, 14-7. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On the draw, this is Sims. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Draw play to Sims. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mahomes. Pryor has it complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 13-yard line. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now a carry for the fullback. This is Tommy Bahana. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This game's had a little bit of everything thus far, and certainly plenty to look forward to, as the teams are right back out there for the second half. So we'll get right back out there as well, as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. Pushing through the contact.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing now is Carr. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Well, Charles, while we have a moment, you know what we need to do here is give a nod to the new Hall of Famers who were brought into Canton and inducted on August the 3rd. Champ Bailey, Pat Bolin, Gil Brandt, Tony Gonzalez, Ty Law, Kevin Mawai, Ed Reed, and Johnny Robinson, all part of the class.
Fantastic class. When you talk about guys who played at a top level, obviously they're Hall of Famers. But what I found interesting about it is you've got a great pass catcher, the best pass-catching tight end in history, in Tony Gonzalez. How would he like to work against this secondary? Champ Bailey and Ty Law at corner, Ed Reed and Johnny Robinson at safety. Good luck trying to get open against those 4. What a matchup that would have been, but it was a terrific night for those gentlemen. Congratulations. And, of course, Ed Reed's bust will go down in history because they got the hair exactly right, and Ed had a ball up there in his Hall of Fame speech.
And remember, next year they're going to celebrate the centennial year of the NFL with a special class of 20. So get ready for those speeches.
I wonder if they'll do it like Johnny Robinson this year, who actually submitted a video instead of going up to the podium. And his speech was about 5 minutes long, which is probably about the right length.
Well, that sucks. Now you're sitting on the remote.
No, I'm not.
The one that's underneath you, yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Did you move it? Oh. Okay.
Oh, can you give her bacon, please? I forgot.
Yeah, and you forgot to bring her up here. She wants to come up here with you.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Daddy, come bacon. Look, she went poo-poo. She went poo-poo and pee-pee and came running right up to me, no problems.
You let little man out too?
Yeah.
Where's his bacon?
He went to his mommy's room. Where you want to go?
All I'm doing is challenge. I'm doing a challenge right now.
Just behind you.
You come up here. Where you going? You come up in bed.
Come on, baby. Baba.
She's eating her bacon. I was gonna play Spider-Man. I'll play this one a little bit. Ow, my toes. What, did I hit something? Huh? Did I hit something? If I did, I'll pull up a little more. Is that good? Yeah, she's eating. Yeah, Fat Boy came in and said hello to me.
Who's that?
Hello, Fat Boy.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, you do. He comes on my stream all the time. He's on. He's the one that does the fixes lawnmowers and stuff for Doug and them. On that lawnmower group that Doug's not in no more.
Mike 54.
Mahomes now on first down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. He's got a first down past the 30. Give him 30 yards there.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run here with Sims. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the 4th quarter already. Got to tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They run on first down with Jackson. And he's got some space here. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. Touchdown, Carolina. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Dawson tacks on the point after, and it's now 21-7. So that about as lengthy a drive as you're ever going to see. And a long run there in the end to top it off. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it now. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the 2nd half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Still first down.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5. Here's Carr to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well to get a few stops.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. A shotgun handoff now to Crowell. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Vincent Ray, the linebacker, in on the tackle. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
He did. He jumped the line, so I pushed the dang button. Slow down.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Sorry, Marcus, I didn't mean to do that to you. Don't worry about it. Be all right.
The ball gets bumped up. It's now 2nd and 4 after the penalty. After the penalty, it's Crowell. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rush will just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The kick by Carlson is good, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. Last season for Carlson, bit of a strange rookie year. Won the Vikings job, then was let go week 2 after going 0 for...
Hey, look, I'll show you something. I like how they talk about the game. It's pretty cool. Wait, yeah, go there. Okay, go there. Go there. Game. No. Environment window.
Entering settings screen, you have 18 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected.
Huh. Can't see what the controls are because I'm playing the game. That's wonderful. Okay, now I can win the game. Alright, got both of them. Cool. Bonuses: rush for 100 or more yards, and rush 10 or more times. Ricard, win the game. Okay. So, we'll win the game.
3, but he picked things back up.
Remember, he was drafted to cure their kicking woes, and he ends up going 0 for 3 against Green Bay, including the potential game winner. Gets cut, picked up by the Raiders, 16 for 17 the rest of the season. I'd say at the end of the year, a pretty good success story.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Mahomes will bring him up 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Back now in the East Bay. It's the Panthers out in front and in control of the football as well as we begin quarter number 4. On first down, Jackson. Oh, and now he bowls him over. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A big play there. 55 yards. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. That was a pretty impressive touchdown play. Those broken tackles, those weren't easy to get by.
No, they really weren't. And they've had trouble tackling throughout this ball game. But on this particular play, how about that move? Or I should say moves with an S, because I don't care if you were a great tackler. You had trouble getting him on the ground on that play.
Extra point try now for Dawson. And the lead is up to 18 now. So that about as lengthy a drive as you're ever going to see. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
Throwing on first down, it's Carr. A screen complete to Crowell. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now Carr. Now a leaping catch, he's got it. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. They'll get 13 yards for the second play in a row. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Carr. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing again on second down. Carr. This will be caught inside the 10. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Now Carr. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. From 8 yards out. And the Raiders get a score closer.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right. And if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
So that about as lengthy a drive as you're ever going to see. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. They'll run on first down. Jackson. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, this is Jackson. Still on his feet. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And that's complete to LaFleur. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run with a big man, Bo Jackson. He's still fighting forward. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
There. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Panthers, they widen their lead.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
Dawson able to connect on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 16 yards there, 2 straight plays of 16 yards and another first down. Brought in over the middle by Graham. And he's got this down to the 35. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Here's Carr. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. Nice job. Congratulations defeating the Madden Ultimate Team solo challenge.
Return to the challenge. Use the post against someone. No. Return to challenge. I got Bo Jackson. Awesome. Number 8 now too. That's the only money I got was $100. Yep, there's Bo Jackson. See? Look. Bo Jackson. Okay. Thank you. Tier 2. I don't know what level. Almost level 10. Cool. A theme selection token. What does that mean?
What?
A theme selector token. I was wondering what that meant. It's a collectible. I know, dear, you don't like football. I know. Sorry. Quarterback. Denver. I gotta fix my guy. He looks like a punch, but I don't know what he looks like. He looks weird. He's got big lips and everything else. He just looks weird.
It's girly power. It's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, running back Todd Gurley, fresh off a standout performance a week ago, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Los Angeles Rams. I'll talk to you again at halftime, but for the call of this one, let's send it out to our EA Sports broadcast team. It's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, the freeways were kind of treacherous on the way over, really wet. It'll be a late arriving crowd, but we've got football nonetheless tonight from rainy Los Angeles, California. And a few short moments ago, running back Todd Gurley trying to fire up the Ram faithful here in Southern California as his guys get set to do battle with the Denver Broncos. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you, and now we sit, CD, at week 3 of the preseason, and this is the one that the coaches probably think is pretty valuable, right?
Certainly. This is the dress rehearsal. This is the one where your starters are going to play. You might even game plan a little bit more than you do with a normal preseason game, and then you've got to decide, do you bring them back after halftime and get them going again in the third quarter so they're ready to go when the regular season begins? I'm eager to see how these coaches will handle that.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down.
Okay, it's time for me to break out my thesaurus for that one. And I don't have anything. That was amazing. One-handed in this weather. I mean, you know the ball's got to be slick. But to be able to catch it and come down with it, what do they call that? The process of the catch? He completed it all the way through.
Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Phillip Lindsay. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown run. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described.
Down. 10-2 stop. Rebound.
They'll start on the ground with Lindsay. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. And this is a guy straight out of college. They're not going to try to groom for a year or two. They want him to produce right away.
That's why they took him in the first round. They expect him to be a starter right away and a future all-pro. So they don't have any time to wait for him to come along. They want him to play right now to help this team.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They got a very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get anyone as well. They stuck to their draft philosophy.
Come on, set. 60 all. 54.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's got it, the tight end, Jeff Hireman. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, a 22.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. On second down, a run with Lindsey. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards there, first down. Well, we talked about Philip Lindsey so much last year, but it bears repeating. Undrafted in 2018. The Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9 touchdowns en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. So from undrafted to playing in the Pro Bowl in 10 months, that's pretty clean living for Philip Lindsey. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
Now back to throw. A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And now off to the races, down the right side. And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. So a pick 6 there out of the nickel package. They went with 5 DBs.
Almost becoming the base package in the NFL is the nickel. Hard to throw against. That was demonstrated one more time. A pick 6 going the other way.
Let's go. 18 Gator. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. I got you. You're over.
After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. Into the hands of Patrick, left side. 23 yards, the final tally. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. 7-7, our score after 1. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Set. Head over. Here you go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Ready?
On play action, they'll throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The great veteran Clay Matthews able to knock that one away in coverage. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll run. It's Lindsey.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll try and run for it with Lindsey. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
This team doesn't mind.
Down. 70. Indy. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take wins home.
Back in his home state, Royce Freeman getting the carry. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. These offensive starters still out there in the 2nd quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the 3rd quarter, if not all the way through.
Yeah, it might go by feel if they have a really good first drive to start.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Akeem Talib. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a quarterback knowing that he's going against a rookie.
Oh my God. This is such a shame.
Come on, set. 60 outlaw.
65, 65, 65, 58, right over there, Yeah.
Get it.
The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. And his throw is incomplete. Jeff Hireman, the intended receiver, but now it's 3rd down. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays. You kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them.
Second half starts with a run by Lindsey. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Let's go.
Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made. And that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A gain there of 21 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And, boy, that was a heavy set. I think they had 3 tight ends out there. The fullback, you knew what they were going to do.
Yeah, they weren't trying to fool anybody at all, were they? There was nothing.
Here we go. Set. 15-1. 15-1. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
They go play action here on first down. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Weddle. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. That's an experienced DB picking off a rookie. And, you know, sometimes those experienced DBs, they love going against the young pups, don't they?
And I go back to...
Hey. They're killing me on these DMs.
Ready?
Interception.
Defense wins championship, baby.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He completes this to Sutton. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. Sutton is part of a good young receiving core for the Broncos. They liked Sutton enough last year. They traded away Demaryius Thomas, if you remember, halfway through the season. And Sutton, he responded. Rookie campaign, had over 700 yards, 42 catches for the man from Brenham, Texas, which is located halfway between Houston and Austin. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. The Rams go nickel here defensively on 3rd. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He sets to fire deep. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. They have not gotten him.
Still 24-14 now. Dang. 27-14. There we go.
So the L.A. Rams with a victory here, and it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises, really both sides did, but they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Rams are victorious here as we say so long from Exposition Park in L.A.
I made too many damn interceptions. Damn it. See how his lips are? His air and everything? No, it's 2-1. I won 1 game. Or 2-1.
I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Have so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. 5 days straight, no rest. Oh,
Start your week by installing your game plan.
think I'd be a magazine cover. They keep on trying to find a ways to push my buttons. I came out of the jungle where it rained and it thundered, but I bring the heat like the summer. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. 5 days straight, no rest, oh well. Don't need no scale. I've been on my, I don't need no help. Always getting money, rains, no sleep. Every day I work my thumb. I don't get to take off. A hater get up. I'm ready like lift off. I never been nowhere, but I'm ready to stay gone. Nothing ever lasts long. I'm always beating the odds. Taking all these trips, I had to go and get a passport. I'm just trying to live. I don't know what these mad for. I just had to do it. Got a really big bag for it. At your mama crib ain't getting money. You gotta ask for it. Tired of complaining. I gotta bitch change my situation. Looking at the view outside. I thought I would never make it. Every day they take, but that don't stop the money making. If you want it, go and take it. Ain't no point in hesitating. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind.
Keep it on pro. Week 1 is with the Raiders.
Rick Rock. Tick-tock. West hip-hop. Are you ready for some football? Ladies and gentlemen. Down in Mississippi and New Orleans, Big Snoop Dogg got a Madden league. His team is off the hook and you don't really want none, but if you do, come and get some. See, tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Come get some if you want some, but you ain't bad enough, so you can't take none. I'm Big Snoop Dogg and I'm the only one. And when it comes to Madden, all y'all fools my sons. Bag up off me and watch your lose. Snoop Dogg is on the mic, I'm giving Madden gold. And if you choose to run up on me, you gon' get laid out so fast, cause I can get you with the run or I can hit you with the pass.
Buddy, what you doing, dude?
I can't be touched and I can't be schemed. Roll you when I'm in a mud league. 2-0, Madden time on you suckers. Y'all can't get close, so why you wanna touch us? Cause my team is so hard. My team is legit. Madden 20, Snoop Dogg is, I get it. I got cleats on my feet, jersey on my back, helmet on my head, ready to attack like that. Down in Mississippi and New Orleans, Big Snoop Dogg got a Madden league. His team is off the hook and you don't really want none, but if you do, come and get some. See, tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Come get some if you want some, but you ain't bad enough, so you can't take none. I'm Big Snoop Dogg and I'm the only one. And when it comes to Madden, all y'all fools my sons. Bag up off me and watch you lose. Snoop Dogg is on the mic, I'm giving Madden blues. And if you choose to run up on me, you gon' get laid out so fast, cause I can get you with the run or I can hit you with the pass. I can't be touched and I can't be schemed. Roll you when I'm in a mud league. 2-0, Madden time on you suckers. Y'all can't get close, so why you wanna touch us? Cause my team is so hard. My team is legit. Madden 20, Snoop Dogg is, now get it. Big Snoop Dogg. It's in the game.
It's stuck up.
Yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I'ma get it by myself. Yeah. Feel like Ginger from Casino. Aces up my sleeve though. Right before I leave, I said like I'm Dino. Think I'm part Italian. Blame it on Gino. Snowflake the medallion. The skin on cappuccino. I don't kiss and tell. Keep your distance from myself. At a genie with the snails in a 5-star hotel. And I wish he's well when they wish for me to fail. I might donate petty bills. They can't get it by themselves.
That's why you treat my men good, but not too good. I give them too much, then they don't need me. I give them just enough.
I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I could get it.
Start the regular season by selecting your season goal.
By myself, I'ma get it by myself. Yeah. I'ma get it either way. I don't even gotta say what I want when I want. They just put it on my plate. I could get it right away. Take you through my day to day. Wake and pray, make that play. Get some good at my place. There's some on the way, cause my bros on the way. I got stones on my gold. I got loads in my safe. Had a 7-figure summer, so I'm putting on some weight. Set up getting thick, so I put it on display.
What is wrong if I make a joke? Everybody laughs. I know I'm funny, but I'm not that funny.
Yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself.
Meeting your season goal comes with higher rewards, but also higher risk.
Get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I'ma get it by myself, yeah.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
Fellas, we've got to have a great practice today. There's no other option. We've got 17 weeks. We strap it up and
ready.